Hello everyone, this is Hazel Lucia Tarot. I'm Stephanie, and today we have a fun reading about your animal guides and what messages they may have for you. So we have 4 piles here for you today. Pile 1 is going to be the pig with this lepidolite point. Pile 2 is going to be a lion with this amethyst point. Pile 3 is going to be a bee with this garnierite palm stone, and pile 4 is going to be a rabbit with the pyrite stone. I do have some tips here for you, so if you want to go ahead and choose your pile and get to the reading, you can. But for those of you who have stayed for some extra tips on how to get the most out of this reading, I'm just going to be saying like a few things that will help you better resonate with this. So I do recommend you look into your astrology animals. So whether this is Western astrology or whether it's lunar astrology, we all have at least one animal within our astrological makeup. Even if you do go by moonstone, like for example, let's say you have a moon in Leo, you could go by lions, and this will be a message that is just going to confirm that yes, this message is meant for you. I'm also thinking of sports teams, if you're into a sports team and what animal mascot they have. I know this won't resonate with everybody, or even just like your hometown sports team, if there's like 1 or 2 animals that really pop up from those teams. For example, I'm from Chicago, and my family for a while was into basketball, so bulls are a big thing. They already were because I'm a Taurus, and also for several reasons, but I know bulls are like a big animal for me, as well as cows, because that's the feminine form of the bull. And then also think back to your school's mascots. So again, whether you actually liked your school experience or not is going to that's up to you. But for example, my school mascot in college, university, was an owl, and of course I resonate with an owl. So if any of these kinds of animals pop up, just make a mental note of what message is coming through, or what that animal is trying to tell you in your current state, in your current life, whenever you get this reading. This is meant to be timeless. So without further ado, I encourage you to take a few deep breaths, choose your animal, and I'll be ready for your reading whenever you are. Hello there, pile 1. If you chose the pig spirit, number 47, and the lepidolite point, then we have your reading here for you today about what your animal guides are wanting to tell you, what messages they have for you, and just which ones want to come through to say hey. So you chose the pig spirit with use your mind wisely. And I love this. So some of you may be year of the pig, or maybe you just like pigs in general. Pigs are very smart animals, and this is coming from, I've known people who work on farms and with pigs, and they've always said that pigs are very intelligent, that they don't understand why we even eat them. On top of being very cute, some of you may have wanted like a pet pig your whole life, which is understandable because they are very clean animals. Some people tend to have this idea that they like to live in mud, but that's only because the mud helps them stay clean because they can't sweat. It helps them cool down. At least I'm pretty sure that's what that is. If I'm getting this wrong, by all means, do correct me in the comments. But we have the piggy spirit here saying that you are a lot smarter than you think you are, pile 1. With use your mind wisely, I think you may think that you're not intelligent enough for certain situations, or that you don't have the brain capacity for something, but you're actually way smarter than you think you are, or at the very least way smarter than people perceive you to be, because I do get somebody who comes off as either very young or just very quote cute for the kind of mental capacity that you have. I get the feeling you're just very intelligent, and people don't really assume that when they first meet you. And the piggy's here to say, don't be afraid to show off your intelligence to people. But let's go on with the rest of your oracles to see what other animals are going to come through. We have Direction Guardian, choose your path. And this is interesting. You got like 3 animals in here. You have a bull, a lion, and an eagle, as well as a person. And this is actually making me think of the wheel card, the Wheel of Fortune in tarot. So with Direction Guardian, I get the feeling some of you are wondering what you have to do next, or where you should go in life. And again, I feel like you misunderestimate the capacity of your mind. Like whatever you decide to do, you will be able to achieve it, whether it's an intellectual pursuit or something that is just going to be rather tricky to do. let's get more animals out here because I get the feeling, ooh, moth. Um, in this particular deck, moth is it's similar to the death card, or at least that's how I've always perceived the moth to be, this reinvention, a regeneration, a restart. Because moths will shed their skin a lot and they'll leave like their old shell and blossom into something new. I'm also hearing like a moth to a flame, and that flame to me symbolizes something new, a new adventure, a new venture in general. So let's get more animals out here. We have the rooster and sunflower, communication. Some of you may be year of the rooster. It's interesting that we have a lot of farm animals, so I'm wondering if some of you live out in the country or near farms in general, or maybe you may have like a little farm on your wherever you may live. And the last card we have for you is Wolf, Pathfinder. Release your past and start a new journey. You are a teacher and help others find their way. There will be challenges, but your soul is strong. Perseverance is your secret power. You have a love that endures. Yeah, I really do get the feeling a lot of you are starting something new, a new journey. And some of you may have trouble deciding where to start or where to go. But I'm getting this sense from the majority of these cards that regardless of where you go, you are very divinely protected. Not only that, but you will know what to do when you get there. So if you have a feeling of indecision for whatever reason, I wouldn't give that indecision power. It's more like you have the power. And regardless of what you choose, whatever direction you go, or whatever path you decide to travel, you will be fine. Another thing that's coming through is communication as well with the rooster and sunflower. I really feel like this new venture is going to open up your communication, because especially if you're somebody who is, I don't know, leaving home for the first time or leaving your community and you're kind of used to everybody already understanding you or other people communicating on your behalf or for you, you're finally learning to step into the sense of independence and communicating yourself, your own needs, your own wants. You may be finding your voice as well, whether that's figuratively or literally. With the rooster here, I really feel like some of you may be trying to hold on to bits of the past. And this may show up as you still keeping old habits that were relevant in your old space, in your old environment, but not relevant in the new one. So that's where the moth transformation is coming through. You're shedding an old skin. You're still yourself, but you have a new skin. And this was necessary for your growth. I really feel like whatever you were in the past, and I'm looking at this card now, whether you used to be a cow and now you're a lion, or you have those energies, or whether you used to be an eagle and now you're more like a cow, like your animal is shifting, because a lot of these animals, they're very different from each other. Like none of them really have a specific common thing, with the exception of the rooster pig and the cow here. And I'm seeing that farm-like animal energy as your old place, the old place you used to be, whether that is literally the country or like a farm you used to be on, or because farm animals are something we teach children as we're growing up, how to say their names, how to say the sounds. I feel like you're coming from a space of finally growing up or leveling up, like furthering your life, progressing your life, wherever you may be in life. It doesn't matter if you're 47 or 7. You're definitely moving into a different energy, and you will feel like you're growing up. Some of you may literally be growing up, especially if you are much younger, and some of you may just feel like you're moving on to something much more advanced in your life. This may have to do with your actual environment. It may just have to do with a job or something that you are choosing to do. It might be like a whole new field, like the same job but a new area. There's a sense of newness and something to do with paths. Some of you may be moving literally. I do see some people packing up and getting on a plane or in a car to go somewhere different. Some of you may have a car called a Pathfinder. I think my mom has one. I don't know, but that's coming through. But what's also interesting is that we have a wolf, which is the only real predator we have coming up if you ignore the lion, because lions don't really eat these farm animals, but wolves have been known to do so. So I'm wondering if some of you are in that fearful energy of what if something goes wrong. Like with the wolf coming through, you're being asked to take caution, but wolves only eat to survive. They're not malicious. Not that I've seen anyway. They are social animals. So I really do feel like, one, you are divinely guided, you're divinely protected. And two, you will be finding your people, because wolves are social animals. In fact, they're the more social out of all of this. So I think for protection, or for you in order to feel safe, you may find new people who resonate with you. So I really do feel like you will be finding your own journey, but you will be finding other people on this journey as well that resonate with the new you. There will be challenges, but your soul is strong. Yeah, I think you can't really avoid challenges in life. There's nothing wrong with that. All it does is make you a stronger person and show you the kind of strength you already had there to begin with. You may think you learned strength through challenges, but the truth is it's always been there. You flexed and worked that muscle to make it more apparent, as opposed to thinking that you gained that muscle because of the challenge, if that makes sense. Some numbers coming through. We have 47 with the pig spirit. This reduces down to 11 in numerology. So some of you may be life path 11, or 1111 could be a lucky number. I'm also getting number 2 because 1 plus 1 reduces down to 2. So 11 or 2 could be a life path number, or just lucky numbers in general. And then with the rooster here, they're throwing Roman numerals at me again. This is 57. 57 and 47. It's very interesting. Lots of 7s coming up. So 7 could also be an important number. Some of you could have been born in July. Some of you could just be a life path 7. And some of you could just be really lucky. I am getting a sense that there is some luck here for you, especially because I'm thinking of the Wheel of Fortune with this card. And yeah, I feel like once you really take charge of your direction in life, you are going to be blessed with a lot of luck. I'm also thinking of a guardian angel here. So yeah, you're very divinely protected. Don't fear the wolf. The wolves are actually your friends. Some of you may be making friends that are a lot more aggressive than you, or a lot more, they may look mean on the outside, but they're actually very sweet on the inside, if that makes sense. That could also be you, if you resonate with that. And then I did say 2 and 11, so February 11th could be important, or November 2nd. We are at the current moment when I'm filming and about to post this, we are going into November. So November could be an important month for you as well. But this is all I have for the oracles. Let's move on to the tarot to see what other animal messages may be coming through. I am using at least one animal themed tarot deck. I don't really have a lot of those because I prefer oracles when it comes to animals. And with my tarot decks, I prefer like people and scenes and images, or words, like just specific words. So we have the Affirmators Tarot. So what messages can we get from my lovely little piggy pile one? We have the 9 of Cups. Oh, it's beautiful. The Empress. We have the 5 of Cups. And the Knight of Wands. And then to clarify these, this deck has no animals. At least I don't think it does. This is the Prism Tarot deck. To clarify the 9 of Cups, we have the 8 of Wands, action. To clarify the Empress, we have the Wheel of Fortune, which we were just talking about. I love that. And what did I say about luck? We have a 4-leaf clover, a lucky horseshoe, some feathers and dice. Some of you may be doing a little bit of gambling or taking risks. Let's say taking risks, not so much gambling. And then to clarify the 5 of Cups, we have the 3 of Swords with heartbreak. And to clarify the Knight of Wands, we have the 6 of Wands with victory. Wow. I love it when there's like a whole story here. So let's start with the 9 of Cups. You're having some wishes being granted, whatever these wishes may be. For some of you, it may be to go somewhere new. Maybe it's a promotion. maybe it's just a transfer to somewhere you've been wanting. With the Eight of Wands, though, it's something that happened very quickly or something you acted very quickly upon so that it would be secured and that you would have it. And this is just literally a stroke of luck, which is what I'm feeling with the Empress and the Ten of Fortune. Or sorry, the Wheel of Fortune. I'm saying a lot of numbers. Maybe some of you are into numerology or have been getting into that. Or numbers could be just something important that is coming up. Like, I don't know, maybe your new job requires you to know numbers. But with the Empress and the Wheel of Fortune, I really feel like you had to tap into your feminine energy in order to get this abundance of luck that is coming through. So it's more like stuff was being done for you rather than you going out of your way to do something. And that's really lovely. I want to say this is a fox or a wolf. I can't really tell. I wonder if the book will tell me. And if it is a wolf, then I feel like some of you are going from that cute little pig energy to this regal fox or wolf energy, which is, it's quite an upgrade. I'm not saying one is better than the other, but you're definitely stepping into a much more, a stronger energy, a much more, I don't know, just something very wild and untamed. The book doesn't tell me what it is. It's just the quintessential feminine. And yeah, it doesn't tell me what the animal is, but I'm going to go ahead and say it's a wolf just because it's such a different way of looking at a wolf. Or maybe even dog or fox. I don't know, but something very wild where you had a domestic animal to begin with. We now have like something wild that can be quote, quote, predatory, but I'm taking that to be more going after what you want. I feel like you were in this energy of having things just happen to you, and then you just hit this amazing stroke of luck, and now you're stepping into, yes, Empress energy, but also that allows you to get into Emperor energy, a balancing of those two energies, of those two traits within you that is found within everybody, regardless of what you identify as or what energy you used to identify as. I feel like some of you may think that you are more masculine or feminine. And regardless, we have both of these energies. We tap into both on a daily, regular basis, whether you realize this or not. I think people get confused with feminine being girly and masculine being, manly. But it's really the balance of yin and yang, when to act and when to rest, when to speak and when to listen. It's those kinds of energies that everybody has dually within themselves at any given time. And tapping into the feminine specifically was allowing you to have this stroke of luck, and it's also allowing you to grow both energies at the same time, if that makes sense. I know it feels contradictory, but it's not. It's living within itself as one entity. With Five of Cups and the Three of Swords, I really do get the feeling that some of you were in this energy of, oh, it's never going to happen. I'm never going to get this. Or some sort of heartbreak. Maybe you had to leave behind people, whether it was a relationship or a community. And this kind of it's had you in this mental anguish, in this emotional state of not seeing what you have, because usually the Five of Cups in the Rider-Waite, you have I think it's 2 cups up and 3 down, but here we have all 3 of them down. So I really feel like some of you are coming out of this heartbreak energy. This new stroke of luck is helping you to get out of it, or you may still find some heartbreak even though there's nothing but good energy coming up around you. Like maybe you're mourning the fact that you can't share this with certain people you would have loved to share it with. Instead, it's a solo journey, especially because we have 2 odd numbers here. And you may feel out of sorts, but with the Knight of Wands and the 6 of Wands here, 2 Wands energy, you're definitely stepping into that more dominant energy, that assertive energy. And you're going to come out on top. You're going to be feeling victorious. Again, I'm just getting a lot of positivity, even though there's just a little streak of sadness within you. The Knight of Wands, you're going to be somebody who really goes for what they want. You're going to take advantage of all the good things that are coming up for you in this new journey or in this endeavor you're going into. And I really see you, at least on the outside, feeling very successful and almost appreciative of your victories and all the good stuff that has been coming into your life. The only thing we're really going to be taking care of is within ourselves. But even with the Empress here and the Three of Swords, the fact that they're both threes, it's almost like this Empress energy is coming through to let you know that it's okay to experience heartbreak, that you will rise again, that you will feel love again, because the Empress is also the card of fertility. And this fertility I'm taking to mean the seeds and the fruitfulness for something beautiful to come into your life or to come back into your life. I'm thinking of love in general in any aspect of that word, or even some friends. Maybe some people will be joining you in the future, or you may make new friends that kind of really help you find your heart space, if that makes sense. But regardless, this is just such a beautiful reading, pile one, and I'm very happy for you. Let's pick up some numbers. We already mentioned 3. We also have 9, 8, 10, 5, and 6. Because these are all single-digit numbers, I really do get the feeling this is something very new for you, whatever it is you are going through or experiencing. I feel like some of you may be a life path 33 as well, or a life path 6, just because that's coming through. Any of these life paths can resonate, but because these two are 3 and 3 reduced down to 6, and 33 is also a master number, I really feel like these are important numbers for you, pile 1. But let us move on to some closing messages and anything else that wants to come through from your spirit animals. Oh, I also forgot to mention this swan that is coming through. So yeah, I feel like some of you did lose somebody, a loved one, specifically a romantic partner, because swans make me think of marriage or partnerships in general. But maybe you had to leave this person in order to grow. And that's okay, because you will find somebody else. You are such a catch, pile 1, that there will be no lack of romantic suitors for you for sure. So we have some advice from the Animal Apothecary deck, which I've been loving. It's very, I don't know a good word to describe it. Groovy, funky. But for you, we have Attract Through Glow, number 18. And this is a firefly or lightning bug, whatever you call it. Sorry for the cut, pile 1, but the next card we have for you is Inner Truth with, number 7 here. And then we have some Pokemon Oracle cards. We have Starmie with Don't Let Nostalgia Win Again. Yeah, some of you are being called to really let go of your past so that you can better thrive in your new environment or your new space. And then we also have Ciao Bella. Isolation is directly tied to health decline with Chansey here. Yeah, I know Pokemon aren't real animals, but a lot of them are based off of real animals. And to some of us who grew up with them, well, they're just as real as any other animals. But with the isolation is directly tied to health decline, some of you may be tempted to really go into hermit mode, and Spirit is asking you to not stay in that energy forever. Like, it's okay to do it, to rest, to really get yourself together, maybe to even ground yourself and figure yourself out. But with Attract Through Glow and Inner Truth, you are meant to shine. You are meant to be a beacon of light to people. And I get the feeling some of you may be like either like petite, especially if you're women, or just, I'm thinking of a lightning bug or a firefly. When they're not glowing, they just look like any other bug. Like, they just look, very plain until they start glowing at night. And then it's like, wow, they are so magical. I really do feel like people underestimate you, pile 1, because that message is coming through again from the beginning. And once people get to know you, they see just how wise you are, how intelligent you are, and really just how profound your inner truth is, or the truth that you allow them to see. You're really meant to be somebody much more important than you think you are right now, pile 1. And with Don't Let Nostalgia Win Again, you have to let go of certain mentalities or certain situations in the past that are just no longer going to be conductive to your growth. That, or you have already started doing that. I feel like some of you have understood that you need to clear out the old to make way for the new energies or the new life paths or even the new environment. In some cases, it'll be people. And I do get the feeling that this is going to be very healing for you because Chansey is a Pokemon that heals. You see her at the little health centers, the Pokemon centers, whenever you need to go rest and relax your Pokemon. And likewise, I feel like when you do find isolation, it'll just be to rest and revitalize, but it's asking you to not stay in this energy of being isolated, though you will have to isolate every now and then. So do take care to have like time for yourself and to set boundaries with people. And you will know when it is time to shine, because even Starmie here is very shiny. Starmie or Star You, I can't remember who it is. I know one of them is the first one and then the other one's the second one. It's been a while. I haven't played Gen 1 in a while, but you are meant to shine, both for your wisdom and for the glow that you have, Pile 1. And that is all I have for you for your animal messages. Please let me know if any of this resonated with you. And if you feel like doing so, leave down all the emojis of the animals that resonated with you in this reading. And if you feel like doing so, you can like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye. Hello there, Pile 2. If you chose the Lion Spirit and this Amethyst Point, then we have your reading here for you today about your animal guides and whatever messages they may have for you. So we have your oracle card here, number 37, Lion Spirit. Be generous of spirit. So some of you may be Leos or may have a lot of Leo energy. And regardless of whether you are or not, I really just do feel like you have a very magnetic presence and very, I don't know, something very powerful of you. Like when you walk into a room, people notice. Some of you may have some amazing hair or just very big hair in general, or maybe just like to style your hair in a way that is very important to you. For some of you, it may even be of spiritual or like a healing practice to take care of your hair, regardless of your background or what your actual culture is. Hair is important to you. And I'm also getting that some of you might have like really amazing eyes, because I didn't really notice this in any of the other cards, but this lion and these eyes are just glowing. So yeah, you have a very stunning appearance, Pile 2, regardless of what you think or what you, of how much input you put into your physical appearance. You stand out, that's for sure. Some of you may be 37, or you may be a life path 1, because 3 plus 7 reduces down to 10, which reduces down to 1 in numerology. Or 10 could also be an important number. I've noticed some people really resonate with the number 10, even if they are a 1. But let's move on with the rest of your oracle cards, your animal spirit cards, to see what other animals come through. We have Seer, see beyond the current situation. We have Fish. We got some Pisces energy here. The Horse and Bluebell, modest fortitude. Some of you may be Year of the Horse. And personal choice. Close your eyes. What animal do you imagine? What strengths are they known for? What wisdom do they share? Embrace these qualities. So I guess this is more of a choose your own adventure pile for you. I'm actually going to, I was called to pick more cards for this pile, and I was wondering why, but I realized you actually don't get and haven't gotten as many animals as the other piles have. But that's okay, because we still have messages here for you regardless. And the Bat Spirit, a rebirth is assured. So let's put this here. So with the Seer, I do get the feeling that this is a very intuitive pile, not just because of this specific card, but also because Pisces is one of those signs, if you do resonate with that, that is very, very intuitive, whether they realize this or not. You will find Pisces just have this very naturally, even from when they're very young to when they're very old. And it may not always be something that they even really fully take advantage of or even like actualize. They're just very, very intuitive, very empathic. And likewise, I feel you're the same way, Pile 1, whether you acknowledge this or not, or whether you're just drawn to like spiritual endeavors. I feel like you yourself are also very intuitive. And if you were really work this muscle, you would be pretty much a seer, somebody very psychic. With the Horse and Bluebell, modest fortitude. Yeah, there's just a sense of modesty about you. Some of you may be very, how do I say this? You may be in denial of your intuitive gifts, or even of the power you possess, whether that's something like you may be able to have an influence over people and you're not even aware of it, but there's something very not wanting to own up to certain skills, abilities, or even just the magnitude that you possess. Because with the lion spirit, I'm getting somebody who is just very hard to ignore, somebody very powerful. But I feel like you don't really own up to that, if that makes sense, because all these other animals are kind of not seeing. With the bat spirit, every birth is assured. I'm getting that you are definitely going to be coming into this regardless, because even with this personal choice card, this was meant to be another animal from the, what's it called? Spirit of Animals Oracle? Yeah. And you didn't get one. So I'm getting a few things out of this. Either you're not liking the choices you are being presented with, like whatever. I'm not just talking about animals, but maybe it's just like your choices in life or the pathways that have been opening up to you. Maybe you are not seeing them or not liking them. And then with Bat Spirit, a rebirth is assured. It's like you kind of know a change is needed, because if this is what is being presented in front of you, then clearly you are not on the right path. But I'm here to tell you, you will be on the right path regardless. You will find the proper choices for you regardless. It's all a matter of owning up to this intuitive ability and or the power you innately possess. Because with Seer here, we have see beyond the current situation. There's something coming in your future that you may be ignoring or not wanting to acknowledge, or I don't know. It's almost like you have shut down a part of yourself that is very magical, pile 2. Or if for some reason you haven't shut it down intentionally, I'm letting you know that there's kind of a bit of a blockage there. And this isn't your fault. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with this. Sometimes we shut down to protect ourselves or to just, yeah, for protection, to not see a certain situation because we know it'll put us in a state that is not where we want to be. But with the bat spirit, I don't know, it's almost, I get Scorpio energy from the bat spirit. That's why it says rebirth is assured. I'm also getting death card and hangman at the same time. So there's going to be a new perspective coming up in your life where you're going to be seeing things through a new lens. And this will better help you to move forward and honestly start to see. Because even though she's a seer, this lady has a cloth over her eyes. I'm being drawn to the horse and the bluebell now, modest fortitude. I really do get the sense that you're very modest and you don't like to draw attention to yourself. But I'm not saying you're going to have to be out in the spotlight. I'm saying you may have to, maybe this is going to be a perspective that is changing for you, pile 2. You're going to start feeling better being in the spotlight. You're going to start feeling more comfortable being somebody who gets a lot of attention because, well, I don't know quite yet. Maybe we'll see that in the tarot, but I really just do feel you're somebody the world needs because you are very intuitive and and if you're not intuitive or you don't resonate with that, at the very least, the advice you give is very on point, like at all times. You give some very clear and profound advice. I feel like you don't even understand the impact that you have on the people around you sometimes. But I'm also getting from the personal choice card. I know this is an animal reading, but yet I'm being drawn to the one card that doesn't have an animal. I actually really don't like this card because it's kind of annoying. It's like I didn't get an animal deck to get a card that doesn't have an animal on it. But I really feel like you allow people to really think for themselves as well. You're somebody who doesn't like being put into boxes or even into categories. And likewise, you don't like to do that to people either. So I don't know. Unless you know that box is for a good reason, like that box really has to resonate with you in order for you to be in it or for other people to be in it. So yeah, there's something about freedom here, but not getting the kind of freedoms you want. Because the horse in lunar or Chinese astrology, they're all about their freedom and independence. I know this because I'm Year the Horse and I can be very similar. I've kind of come to terms with that now because I'm older, but I'm also getting, it's interesting that we were talking about not seeing things because bats are very blind. Their way of seeing is through hearing. They use echolocation. I was actually thinking about this earlier and how bats are really awesome, but they have these ears that allow them to hear things. So I'm wondering if you're closing your eyes and really learning to trust your other senses, whether this is hearing stuff or just like downloading information from spirit or source or from other people. I'm hearing like getting bits and pieces of news or gossip that is going to benefit you somehow. But yeah, I feel like this modesty is something that is going to, I mean, you're still going to be modest. You're going to still be very humble, but you're going to also learn to be in the spotlight because you have a lot to share with the world, whatever that may be. This intuition could be for any field you are in, by the way. I've known lots of teachers who are very intuitive and know how to guide their students well. I've known CEOs who are very intuitive and know what direction to take with their businesses. So don't think that your pursuit specifically has to be one that is quote quote intuitive. I'm not getting like a psychic or anything, though it could be because we did get this card, but I'm getting somebody who's regardless of what they do in life, they use their intuition for everything, and you're going to have to open up to this because it'll guarantee you just a better life in general. So numbers that are coming through, we have 5, we also have 37, and then we have, this is 59. So 59 could also be an important number. That reduces to 5, again, in numerology. So some of you may be a life path 5. But yeah, let's see what more messages we can get from your animal spirits. I said Leo, I said Scorpio, I also said Pisces, and year of the horse with Chinese/lunar astrology. The mountains and or a forest could be important to you. Maybe you like to live out in nature. And maybe this is why you don't just like to choose one animal. You see the beauty in all animals. But either way, let's move on to the tarot to see what other messages are coming to you through your animal guides. So we're using the Affirmators Tarot, which is an animal-based tarot. It's the only animal-based tarot I really have, actually. So for my beautiful pile 2, we have Strength with the Lion again. Yeah, I love this for you. Regardless of whether you're a Leo or not, lions are a big animal for you. We also have the Chariot with the horse again. So maybe some of you are Year of the Horse Leos. I love the synchronicity. And then we have the King of Pentacles with a moose. Mooses make me think of Canada. And then I did talk about the Hanged Man in the oracles. We have the Hanged Man with this frog here. And to clarify these cards, we have the Prism Tarot. But yeah, you're a lot more powerful than you give yourself credit for. I mean, just look at all these major arcana cards. We have Temperance with Just Breathe. We also have the 10 of Swords, Endings. To clarify the King of Pentacles, we have the 10 of Pentacles, Legacy. And to clarify the Hangman, we have the Wheel of Fortune. I did mention 10 was an important number for you, and we have it 3 times here. That is hilarious. So yeah, 10 is a lucky number for you, pile 2. So let's start with this side, Strength and Temperance. I get the feeling some of you have, you've been really trying to balance something out. And I'm not sure if this is like your ego versus your not so, your more humble self. I feel like part of you wants to be in the spotlight, wants to take power, wants to really, really want to dominate the world. But there's a part of you that is kind of like, well, I don't want to do it in such an aggressive way. Because when we look at like very rich people or very famous people, not all of them, but a lot of them will tend to abuse their power. And I'm getting that sense here from you, pile 2. You want to be somebody who, for example, you may want to be very wealthy, but you don't want to hoard your wealth. And it's like you told yourself at some point in your life, if I ever become wealthy, I'm not going to be stingy. I'm not going to be somebody who just doesn't give back to their community. You know, like you will pay all your taxes. You will just do a lot more for those who aren't in that situation. And I get the feeling that there's going to be a shift in perspective for you where you're letting go of that notion, because there's nothing wrong with that. But you kind of have to start seeing things very differently in order to get to that position of wealth and or power, whatever that is. Another example that is coming through, like maybe you want to be a manager or a CEO. but you don't want to be like a lot of these managers and CEOs who are very, how do I put this? They're very out of touch with the average worker or the average employee. I really get the feeling you want to be somebody who is just very powerful, but in a way that makes them different and makes them a good person, if that makes sense. And that's a very admirable quality to have, because with the Chariot and the Ten of Swords here, something has to end in order for you to move forward. I'm not exactly sure what this is. It's almost like you may have had to hit rock bottom. I'm getting it mostly, not emotionally, more like feeling there. Like maybe you had to get fired in order for you to start a business, is the example that is coming through. But it's going to move, and it's going to move forward very fast. In fact, you will be finding a partner or somebody who is going to help you along with this in order to move forward. Because usually the Chariot only has, if I'm not mistaken, just one horse. And there's like two lions or two other little creatures at the corners of that card. But in this case, we have two horses. So maybe this is somebody who is like of your same age or of the same, maybe Chinese New Year as you, Lunar New Year. So we have two horses here. You're going to move forward very fast and you're going to learn a lot from them. But something has had to end first in order to let this go. Because I'm actually getting death card vibes because of this skull here. And I did mention that as well in the oracles. With the King of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles, you're going to come into so much success, pile 2. I don't think you're even aware. And not all of it will be because of this person. A lot of it will also be because innately you kind of know that it's your destiny to create something profound, something very powerful, something very long lasting as well, because the Pentacles is the earth energy, and earth energy is long lasting. This is building your house out of bricks rather than with straw. I don't know why that came through. I'm thinking of the Three Little Pigs. But yeah, this is building a solid, strong foundation that is going to last a lifetime. This is investing in things that will create you even more abundance than you thought before. Yeah, and with legacy here, I feel like it's going to be passed down to generations, or at the very least, you're going to start building generational wealth. Some of you may be inheriting certain things, but again, it'll grow because of you, because people can inherit money all they want. Some people squander it and then it's gone, but other people know how to take care of it and they keep it within their family, and you're very much the latter in that category. With the Hangman and the Wheel of Fortune, again, this is this perspective shift that I was talking about with these cards over here, the Strength and Temperance. So you're going to start looking at luck very differently. Like, you're going to be somebody who starts making their luck, essentially, because some people think luck is something that is bestowed upon them, or something that, some people just have and other people don't. You're learning to make your luck, and that is quite an ability, because I did keep saying that you are a lot stronger than you think you are. You're much more powerful and more there's a lot more magnitude to you than you believe, pile 2, and this is quite lovely. I think you're starting to see that, but again, you're not going to be misusing that power. You're not going to be feeling above other people because of this. You're going to be very much understanding that fortune can come and go, but learning to work with the cycles, learning to work with the trends, if you will help you. For example, a lot of people start freaking out when the economy starts going down or tanking, but smart individuals know that this is the best time to start buying up stock, or to start buying things that go down in price, because the economy will eventually come back up, and that's how they build their wealth. They take advantage of certain things, and I feel something very similar is going to happen with you. And I'm mostly using money and career examples because this is what is coming through, but you could use that with anything. You could use this with trends on YouTube. Every channel has a time when they go through a low viewership and then some high viewership. I've already experienced that, and I've only been on here for like a few months. So you start noticing the trends and you take advantage of them in order to be very successful, pile 2. With but I'm learning that you're going to you're going to learn how to break this system. If you, like I said, you will make your own luck. You will notice the trends and then you will like obliterate that specific a mentality and the pattern. Like you will learn how to rig the system essentially in a good way. You're not going to be doing anything weird. You're just going to listen to that gut feeling and do things that might be out of the norm and learn how to really let it work for you essentially. And that's quite interesting. It's very awesome that you're able to do that, Pile 2. But yeah, and it'll look to outside people that you're just very lucky. The truth is you have a system in place that is going to work for you. You're going to know how to take advantages of certain situations that is going to work out for you and your business, maybe your channel if you have one, for the better. But yeah, that's pretty much what I have for you, Pile 2. Let's look at some numbers here that might be of importance. I already pointed out 10. So October could be an important month for you. I am currently filming this during October and hopefully posting this during October as well. You may have been born in October. October 10th could also be an important year. 2010 may have been an important year for you as well, because that's the last time I'm thinking of a year having a number 10 in it. Some of you may have been born in August as well, because that would be Leo. I just had to remind myself, August is Leo. So August could be an important month as well. July, which would also be another Leo number, or sorry, Leo month. 14 and 12. December could also be an important month for you. I know December is specifically a month of abundance because there's a lot of money being spent and earned as well. So I'm wondering if there's something in December that's coming up where you will learn certain patterns or really learn how to make your most successful and abundant month yet. But yeah, this is all I have for your tarot, Pile 2. Let's move on to some advice cards. We're going to use some Pokemon Oracle cards because even though Pokemon aren't real animals, for some of us, they feel almost as real animals, and they are inspired by actual animals as well. So for my lovely Pile 2, what advice can we get? We have resist what you resist persists with Charizard, two-headed Charizard specifically. Yeah, I'm just getting like an anomaly coming through that you're finding a cheat code, if you will, to really hack as well to do better things for yourself, whether that's your money, career, or even just your life in general. And what you resist persists. What are you resisting, Pile 2? I feel like whatever it is you're resisting, something you're not seeing, is what's going to be persisting. And then we have, it is hard to quiet a doubt, make it a duet, so it is not your fears that are singing louder. I'm getting that you're learning to work with patterns, specifically the pattern of fear. It's like, why are you persisting something? Why are you fearing something? You're going to learn to turn that into a strength. Some of you might need more sleep as well. That's coming through. And then we're going to be using the Animal Apothecary for more advice. We have better than you can imagine. Yeah, there's a dragonfly here, and there's also a little embryo here. Some of you are birthing something new, number 39. So that may be 2 years from now, because the number we started with in the Oracle with the lion was 37, and now we have 39. So whatever you're working on may take 2 years. And it's going to be better than you can imagine. I feel like some of you need to imagine bigger. And then we have transformation again with 42. And I'm pretty sure the Bat Oracle from the beginning also said something about rebirth. So yeah, you're definitely going through a transformation, Pile 2. I'm getting one more card for you because I'm being called to do that. See beyond the past with 23. Yeah, something that happened in your past is kind of preventing you from moving forward, whatever that may be. And you may have been 23 at the time, and I did mention 2010. Maybe that was a year that was of importance to you. you need to let go of something that happened that year so that you can really birth into existence something new. And it's interesting that we actually have people here. So far, you've had the most humans out of any of the piles with this human fetus and then this little humanoid creature. And we have, what is this? An eagle? I want to say it's an eagle. We have a black swan and a dragonfly, just in case those animals are of any importance to you. I'm being asked to tell you to work on your third eye, because once you do some meditation or something to really boost your intuition, you'll be learning to see beyond, because see beyond was also coming up in the oracles. But yeah, you have quite an amazing future ahead of you, and these are what your animal guides have come here to say, pile 2. Thank you so much for letting me read for you, and if you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want, you can put a little animal emoji down in the comments to let me know which animal you resonated with the most. Though I'm feeling that some of you probably didn't resonate with as many, except maybe that lion or the horse. But I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Bye. Hello there, pile 3. If you chose the bumblebee and this garnierite stone, then we have your reading here for you today about your animal guides and what messages they have to tell you. So let's start with the card you chose. We have sweet results await with number 7 for the bee spirit. And right away, I can tell you've been working hard on something, because bees are very hard workers. When you think of how much energy they put into going to find flowers and pollinating and then bringing it back to the hive and just being part of a team, I feel like some of you have been working with certain people, and some of you may have been working alone, but regardless, hard work is at play here. And this is all for like some very sweet results. I'm thinking honey, but I'm also thinking of abundance, because honey, I actually have honey calcite right here. Let's see if you can see it. Yeah, look at that. It's abundant. It looks like gold. And likewise, I feel like some of you may have been working on your abundance, your money, or even just finding structure. Some of you may have been trying to find or build a home or find the funds for a home. And this could be with another person. This could be with a set of friends. But regardless, I can tell you've been working very hard, pile 3. But let's move on to the rest of your oracle cards to see what other animals are wanting to come through, and then we'll go into the tarot. So we have snake, shed old skin. Some of you may be year of the snake. We have raccoon. We also have the hare and oak, new opportunities. Some of you may be called to pile 4, because I think that one also has a rabbit in it. So maybe some of you are year of the rabbit as well. And bison, abundance, sacred buffalo, cloak me in your wisdom. Keep me warm through the storms of life. Fill my life with goodness. Teach me the ways of gratitude and prayer. So yeah, some of you are definitely working on your abundance, because that's what I'm getting with the hare as well. New opportunities. So you will be finding new ways of making abundance. Some of you may be having multiple jobs or multiple income streams. Some of you may have already been working 2 or 3 jobs at a time. And again, it's just this hard work, because even with the raccoon, I'm getting somebody who has had to do... So raccoons are trash pandas. They like to go through trash, but I'm getting somebody who has had to do some jobs that are not great, or maybe just had to do certain things that are not their favorite in order to get, either to get by or to just start building their wealth or their money, or even to get those few steps in towards their goals, whatever those goals may be. With snake, shed old skin, you're going to be you're coming into a whole new way of being, pile 3. And I'm saying this because there was another pile that had something similar. I think it was pile 1. You may be choosing multiple piles. That's fine. But somebody who is willing to shed an old skin in order to get ahead. Somebody who doesn't mind the hard work, doesn't mind doing the changes necessary in order to get to where they want. Because let's face it, we all have to shed old skins, but some people are more willing than others to do this. I think you are one of the more willing people. And for some of you, I'm hearing that when you shed an old skin, you bring in more abundance. Take that how it resonates. It could be like maybe every time you get a haircut, maybe you donate hair. Maybe that's something you can do, because I know hair can make a lot of money. But for some of you, it's like every time you shed an old mentality, or every time you move, or every time you switch jobs, new abundance comes in. But you started from the bottom. Because when I think of raccoon, I think of somebody who's just, you know, out there in the dumps, making maybe very little money, like doing all this hard work for very little money. But then it's like the less work you do, the more money comes in, or you find jobs where you do even less and more money comes in, if that makes sense. With hair and oak, new opportunities, I really feel like opportunities are going to present themselves for you, not just for abundance, but for a better life in general. Maybe you'll be moving to places where the cost of living is just much more reasonable, or where, let's say if it is another job, you're just doing a lot less and getting compensated even more, because the sweet results are awaiting you. I'm also hearing you attract more flies with honey than vinegar. I don't know if that's resonating in any way. But regardless, with the bison here, some of you may be Tauruses, because Tauruses are quite known for building wealth. Not all, but you know, the Taurus mentality and that Taurus energy is definitely somebody who wants a very comfortable and financially secure life. Mostly it's the stability. Like, even if they don't make a lot of money, they will make enough to live a good living, if that makes any sense. And I feel like that's what you're asking for, pile 3. You don't even want to be rich. You just want to be able to afford everything you want. And that's a good mentality to have. But with sweet results await and new opportunities, I really get the feeling that there's actually a lot more for you out there, and it's all a matter of whether you want to take advantage of that or not, or whether you want to wait, because I feel like it's going to come through anyway. Because keep me warm through the storms of life, fill my life with goodness. I'm getting somebody who doesn't ask for much. You're actually rather very, how do I put this? Not simple, but you know, it doesn't take a lot to make you happy, pile 3. I get that you're a very sweet and sensitive soul. You probably love small cuddly animals, because we do have the rabbit and the raccoon. Like, you've wondered whether you could keep a raccoon as a pet. I mean, I think a lot of us have, but they're very sweet. You may see raccoons a lot in your backyard or in your surrounding area. I know they live where I live, but I've never seen one, but I know people who have. And same thing with hare or rabbits. I've already mentioned some of you may be year of the rabbit. Some of you may also be year of the ox, because bisons and ox are similar. And they're very hard workers. Some of you could have Taurus placements. Some of you could be year of the snake as well. Or you could be tapping into Kundalini energy as well. Maybe every time you do a Kundalini reawakening, something new happens. I'm getting so many messages from the snake card. So I really do feel like some of you resonate with that snake energy, which in spirituality, snakes are really amazing. It's not a negative animal by any means. So I really feel like that perspective should be brought into this as well. Some numbers coming through, we have 3 and 7. So 3 and or 7 could be an important number. Some of you could be born in July. Some of you could be born in March. Some of you may be 37 as well. And I think it was the lion pile that was also number 37. So if you've called to that one, then you can go back. But I feel like this pile is calling to a lot of piles. I'm wondering if you're one of the few who's actually like watching this entire video. If so, thank you. Because yeah, I always appreciate loyal viewers. But let's move on to your tarot to see what else is coming through for you, pile 3, other than knowing that your success is solidified. So we're using the Affirmators Tarot. It's the only animal tarot deck I really have. I'm usually drawn more to animal oracles than tarot cards, because I prefer like a big scene in my tarot cards as opposed to just an animal. And I work a lot with astrology anyway, so I can find animals in anything. But let's see, for my pile 3, we have 4 of Wands, and there's a little turtle here. We have the 7 of Swords with the weasel. I think that's a weasel. We have the 9 of Cups, which is a lovely card to have. And the 9 of Swords with a monkey. And then to clarify these cards, we're using the Prism Oracle. I feel like I've improved my shuffling. So to clarify the 4 of Wands, we have the 9 of Wands, resilience. To clarify the 7 of Swords, we have the Queen of Wands, determination. Wow. To clarify the Nine of Cups, we have the Two of Swords, indecision. And to clarify the Nine of Swords, we have the Ten of Wands. Lots of wands. I wonder if you have a lot of fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And even if you don't, this could be an energy that you are calling in because it's something that you need. Sometimes when we have a lack of a certain energy, we draw that a lot to us because we know we're in need of it. And similarly, I feel like you're doing the same, pile 3. So let's start with the Four of Wands and the Nine of Wands. So I feel like you have worked so hard in your past with resilience here. You're a very resilient person, pile 3. Like, I don't think people understand that you have a bit of a workaholic tendency, but also somebody who just doesn't like to really rest. You always have to have a bunch of projects going on. And I talk a lot about work, but I'm also feeling like you're somebody who, even if you didn't work, you would be doing a lot. Like if you were like a stay-at-home parent, you would be taking the kids everywhere, cleaning the house, cooking, making meal prep. Somebody who just always has a lot of energy and therefore always wants to do a lot. With the Four of Wands here, though, I'm getting the feeling that you're going to relax quite a bit, because slow and steady wins the race. And maybe this is something you are finally coming to a realization of, that when we overwork ourselves, it doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to get those results. Because if we're not being fair or very gentle with ourselves, then we're not going to have the time to enjoy those rewards. It's just going to, it's not going to want to stay. I feel like good things want to stay with people who are willing to stay there and accept them. And I feel like we hear that a lot in relationships, but it's also with money as well. And with peace, peace is going to come to those who are willing to accept peace within their lives. And yeah, I feel like you have to be more like the tortoise. We did have the hare at the beginning, so it's interesting that the tortoise is coming up now. The tortoise and the hare might be an important metaphor that is coming through here. With the Seven of Swords and the Queen of Wands, I'm getting somebody who was trying to be rather shady with you. And maybe this is part of the reason you've slowed down and all you're wanting to work or run around or do a lot. You were ignoring the fact that there was somebody who was using this against you. Somebody was definitely taking advantage of it. It could have been an employer. It could have been a friend. It could have even been a partner if it was somebody who was I don't know, just taking advantage of the fact that you worked a lot and therefore taking a lot of what you were creating for yourself or trying to create for yourself. When we work hard, we're trying to do it, yes, for our families, and we're doing it to provide, but we don't ever want anybody to take all of it. Like, some of it is for us. Some of it is very much deserved for us. Even mothers who work hard for their children, they'll make sure that they keep some for themselves. And if you are a mother and you haven't, or a parent really, and you haven't been keeping anything for yourself, any of your own success, of your money, whatever it is, even a peace of mind, your own peace, you deserve that. Make sure you are getting what you deserve. With determination here, there may have been some pride coming through that was like, oh no, they can take whatever, I'll just make more money, peace, time, whatever it was that you were creating that everybody was taking advantage of. You thought you would be able to get it back, but I feel like something happened that made you see that that was not the case. And it is possible for children to take advantage of their parents. I see this especially when children get older and they should be at an age where, or they're at an age where they should be able to take care of themselves, have their own jobs, make their own wealth, but they stay at home and expect the parent to still keep providing for them. And let me just say, if they're at an age where they can get a job, let them get a job. Unfortunately, you just have to show tough love. And if this was a partner, again, we can love somebody so much, but that doesn't mean we have to spend every dime we have on them or their own endeavors. It's very much, it should be 60-40, honestly. I really feel like we have to keep just as much for ourselves, if not just a little bit more, than our partners. But it all depends on the situation. I know I'm talking very, I'm generalizing here, but just take this as it resonates, of course, pile 3. With the Nine of Cups and the Two of Swords, I feel like either you have already reached or you will reach a point in life where you feel you have everything. Like, you've reached that sweet spot of abundance and being able to take time off, but some of you may not even know what to do once you get to that point. I'm thinking of people who retire and they have like a lot of money, so they really don't worry about that, but then they don't know what to do with themselves. It's just asking you to find hobbies. to find things that really make you happy, especially because the Nine of Cups is a cup of wish fulfillment. It's also a card of joy, of not just wish fulfillment, but like the joy you always wish you experienced. Like, how do you keep that joy? You find things that keep bringing you joy. So maybe find something that makes you happy, something that, a hobby that you really, that really brings light into your life or that is good for you, something that makes you laugh and smile, whatever that may be. And that'll be different for everybody. But it's asking you to find your joys, because right now it feels like you're a little bit blocked from that, or you don't know what to do when you do have the time off, or when you have some time to yourself. With the Nine of Swords and the Ten of Wands, yeah, it has not been easy for you, pile 3. I get it. I feel like some of you have had to work because you had no choice but to work with the Nine of Swords. I feel like some of you have accumulated some sort of anxiety due to this, and it's almost like if you don't always have something to do, you feel that anxiety creep in. And I feel like this is why you really have to find something that brings joy to you. Some of you could benefit from speaking to a professional, like a therapist or something, or even just through meditation, because the Nine of Swords here is somebody who is kind of allowing all their worries to take over them. And the Ten of Wands is somebody who just feels burdened. You might feel burdened with your own anxieties as well. And this is just a message coming through to say that you do so much for others, and you do so much for your community, even for your company. You don't seem to ever do enough for you. And that's what you really need to be focusing on, because you need to take care of yourself. If not, who will? I really feel we neglect ourselves a lot for the better of everybody else. And in this case, you really need to focus on yourself and your own self-love, pile 3. I'm actually being called to get more cards for you, because I kind of want to clarify this energy, what else you can do to prevent this this doomsday kind of energy that you have. For some of you, it's anxiety, and for some of you, it could just be, I don't know, indecisiveness or fears. I feel like you allow fear to really creep up on you. So what advice can we get for my pile 3, my beautiful bumblebees? We have the World. Wow. Some of you may be called to travel, or find a place in the world that really calls to you and go there. It doesn't matter where it is or whether you've ever traveled. I feel like if you have the funds and you have the time, just travel to get new perspectives or to see the things you've always wanted to see. I'm also getting Two of Swords again. Okay, you don't count. But there is an alligator there. I'm wondering if some of you are wanting to go to somewhere like Florida. I always associate alligators with Florida, but also turtles. I forget where it is in Florida that you can see turtles. I want to say it's the Everglades, because I know they have turtle sanctuaries there. Or anywhere where there's like a beach, somewhere that is like wherever you live in the world, you're Florida. Because I'm pretty sure every country has like a place where people go to the beach and vacation. Let's get one more card for you. We have the Five of Cups. Yeah, I feel like you've been in this state of just... some of you may have lost something or somebody. It could be a job. It could be this person that was trying to be sneaky with taking advantage of you. But again, with the World here, this is just such a hopeful card. I really feel like traveling or going on to get a better perspective is really going to shift this, because once you do, we get... Okay, yeah, you're focusing a lot on the heartbreak, because here we have these sad little Three of Swords frogs. Four of Pentacles. Some of you are being asked to release a lot. And I get it. It's hard because when we work so hard, we tend to... Maybe you've been using work to really forget your troubles. And there's nothing wrong with that. But at some point, you have to stop working or doing so much so that you can see your life for what it is. And really embrace that we're not meant to be in the hustle 24/7. We're not meant to always be struggling. And likewise, if we feel that we are, we're not going to be getting the rewards that we are very much owed. Let's see, one more card. With the Three of Pentacles, I feel like you're going to be meeting people that are going to really help you go up in life, whether that's through offering you a new job, or maybe it could be coworkers that are helping you out with whatever it is that you need. But I'm also getting community and what's the word? Collaboration. Some of you may be collaborating with certain people. Maybe you'll be traveling in groups. All right, one more card for my lovely pile 3. We have the 6 of Pentacles, balance. Yeah, I feel like a balance is very much needed because we have so many pentacles. I really do feel like your self-worth and the abundance you make is somehow tied together. But a lot of you kind of need to let go of this need to always be in the hustle, to always be working, and to always be struggling. Because I feel like that energy of struggling has really stuck with you for longer than it needs to be stuck. And you will find that beautiful things come towards you because the sweet results are awaiting you. Your abundance is very much promised, but you kind of have to get it out of your own way, pile 3. Let's on to some closing advice. So we have the Pokemon Oracle. And I know Pokemon aren't real animals, but, you know, they are inspired by real animals. So let's see what they have to say. We have all may, none must. I really feel like you will be one of the few lucky people who are able to overcome certain things. Like all may try, but none have to. And with all these fish, I'm wondering if you have a lot of Pisces in your chart as well. We have magnetonite or magnet. Yeah, it's magnemite. If you do many things, you may find many sources of purpose. I feel like this is something you used to embody a lot. If you do a lot of stuff, that you will find a lot more meaning in life. But really, it's that balance that is coming through. You need to learn how to balance doing a lot and then not doing anything. Because when we do too much, our body can shut down, whether that's through illness or just through literal passing out. I've seen it before. Just make sure to take care of yourself, pile 3. And one more card for you, pile 3. We have, with a Graveler, a fanatic is one whom redoubles effort when they've forgotten their aim. Yeah, I feel like you do the same. Like you put so much effort into something that you kind of lose sight of what you were doing, why you were doing it to begin with. Not calling you a fanatic of working or anything, or even whatever it is that you may do, but you really need to step back and see yourself for what it is, because you're in this energy right now and you want to be in this beautiful, peaceful, water-like energy. We also have some cards from the Animal Apothecary for some advice. Okay, let me shuffle that again. So for my lovely pile 3, we have Nourish the Shadow. Yeah, some of you are being called to do shadow work. We have a 33 here. And I don't know if this is a cat or a panther. I want to say it's a panther. We also have Just Trust with 32. Some of you may be in these ages, 33, 32. Some of you may be a life path 33, like me. And one more. Is this a mole? This is a mole, yeah. Just Trust. And prayer answered. Yeah. Whatever it is that you're working hard for, whatever this result it is that you have been wanting to call into your life, it will come into your life. With the number 12, I'm wondering if it's going to be in December, because December is a month of abundance, just because there's a lot more money being spent regardless, mostly because it's the end of the year and everybody wants their numbers to look good in companies, but also because for those of you who celebrate the holidays, a lot of people buy gifts and spend money for dinners and parties and whatever. And since Buffalo is coming through again, I really do feel some of you are either year of the ox or a Taurus energy is coming through. But I'm also hearing to dig in deeper, and with Nourish the Shadow, you really have to look within yourself and maybe see why exactly you are putting so much energy into something that may not be giving back as much for whatever reason, pile 3. But these are all the messages I have for you from your animal spirits and your animal guides. Let me know if any of this resonated. If you feel like doing so, you can put a cute little emoji in the comments of which animals came through the most for you. And I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 4. If you chose the rabbit and this pyrite crystal with some quartz in it, then we have your reading here for you today about your animal guides and whatever messages they may have for you today. So with number 49 here, the rabbit spirit, now is a lucky time. Some of you may be coming into a lot of good luck and some abundance because the pyrite stone is a stone of creating wealth. It's also known as fool's gold, but in this case, I get the feeling that you are definitely coming into quite a bit of abundance, whatever that may be. It could be opportunities, it could be money, it could also just be joy. For some of you, I'm hearing that you're also very fertile right now. So for some of you, you may be getting lucky in that you are finally conceiving a child or just conceiving an idea creatively, coming into like a lot of abundance of creative endeavors. So whichever resonates with you. Oh, and I didn't even notice just cute little baby rabbits down here. They're so cute. But yeah, that's adorable. So yeah, some of you may be wanting children, but some of you may also just be very creative. But regardless, some of you may be Year of the Rabbit. I think I've already said that. But let's see what other animal oracle cards are coming through to give you more guidance. We have Skyfather, Trust in the Unknown with this eagle. We also have the Whale. The Fox and Ivy, Adaptability. And Peacock, Vibrancy. You were born to shine and inspire. Practice humility to avoid jealousy. Be grateful for life and more good things will come. Be true to yourself and recognize your brilliance. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of creative energy here with the peacock and the rabbit, but also with the fox and ivy because of adaptability. I've noticed creative people are very, very adaptable. They're willing to just adapt to the things that they want, but also that creative force is very adaptable. So I'm feeling like regardless what life has to throw at you right now, you're going to come out just fine. Because with the Skyfather, I'm actually getting Zeus from Greek mythology. Somebody who's very abundant, somebody with Jupiter as well. That's the Roman counterpart. Jupiter energy is expansive. It's very lucky. So I'm wondering if some of you are Sagittarius or Pisces, I think is the other sign that resonates with Jupiter. And with whale, we have one of the biggest mammals on planet Earth. So yeah, you're definitely expanding whatever this is. But I'm also getting water energy, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. You're definitely becoming bigger than you thought you were. Take that how it resonates. Mostly with, it could be your creative endeavors. It could be your family. It could also be with whatever you put out in the world. I feel like, I don't know, whatever you create, whatever you do is going to be accepted so well by the world and by your audience, if you have one, which is why you're being asked to practice humility to avoid jealousy. Just, I feel like you're going to be practicing a lot of gratitude and a lot of feeling humbled as well. Be true to yourself and recognize your brilliance. Yeah, I feel like some of you are kind of saying, well, I'm not that creative. I'm not going to get that big. But your animal guides are here to tell you, no, you are. You very much are. I'm also noticing that we have a little bit of every element in these animals. We have land animals with the fox and the rabbit. We also have water animal, specifically the biggest one out there with the whale. And I'm thinking this of as, I think this is a humpback whale, which I'm pretty sure is the biggest whale out there. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then we also have the sky with the eagle and the peacock, even though I don't think peacocks can fly. We still have feather there. We still have the air elements. So yeah, you have a little bit of all the elements here. And even with the fox, I'm thinking fire. I don't know why. Maybe because of the Firefox, which is a browser. Maybe some of you are using Firefox to watch this. I don't know. But yeah, just a lot of expansion. A lot of the color blue as well. So I'm wondering if some of you do have an audience and you're learning to speak much more clearly or in a more profound way that is able to reach a lot more ears, a lot more viewers, because rabbits do have very big ears. I don't know if they can hear the best, but they definitely have big ears. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I can't remember if whales use echolocation to navigate, and if so, that would mean that they also have a good sense of hearing basically through frequencies and vibration. So maybe you're just reaching a whole new frequency as well, especially if you're very intuitive and if you work with energies a lot. Because I got very calm when I was tapping into this pile. I do my little meditation and clearing out of all the energies in the previous piles. And for this one, I actually started stretching. So I'm wondering if some of you are doing a lot of yoga, because this fox makes me think of it doing a downward dog, because you know how dogs will do that. And I'm pretty sure foxes do as well. They just stretch their lower back and they do a downward dog. So I'm wondering if some of you are reaching people through the power of body movement, whether that's dance or yoga or working out as well. But regardless, there's just a lot of beautiful energy in your future pile 4. And this is coming through with all these animals. I feel like you're also going to be more balanced, because we did mention that we have a little bit of all the elements here. So yeah, I feel like this luck is coming through in all sense of the word and in every aspect of your life. And because I'm seeing these two peacocks together, maybe some of you are attracting a really vibrational match in terms of a partner, like somebody who is very much on your level. Because we do have the baby rabbits here and we do have the partner, somebody you may want to start a family with, even if that's something you didn't really think you would want to do before. Take this if it resonates. If not, just don't worry about it. But you're definitely finding people that you didn't think you would want to start things with, if that makes sense. Maybe because of the stroke of luck, maybe because you're learning to trust what the world has to present to you more. It's almost like you're open to anything. And once you see the hints there and you feel good about them, you're willing to take that leap of faith. And that's where that adaptability is coming through. I'm actually going to read a little bit more about the whale from the book of the Spirit of Animals. Okay, sorry, it's not the Spirit of Animals. It's actually the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit Oracle. I do leave all the links to these down in the description below, just in case anybody's curious about these oracle cards. But with the whale, desire to delve deeper, profound peace and ancient wisdom. The whale represents profound emotional health and stability. The whale personalities are not afraid of emotional expression or traversing difficult terrain, as they have overcome many challenges in their lives. These experiences have enriched them, given them stability, strength, and the depth that is rare. Whale energy is usually linked to the feminine forces of compassion and communication. We can depend on whale personalities when all else seems lost, and trust them to be a beacon in our darkest hour. Yeah, I'm just getting the feeling somebody who kind of has it figured out, or if they haven't, they're very content in life, because there's just something very profound about the whale spirit coming through. And likewise, just a sense of peace, of being happy with whatever it is that life has to offer you, of whatever shows up for you. And you're really allowing for stuff to show up for you with trust in the unknown. So I feel like some of you you're not really bothered with what the future holds or with what, life has to offer, because you know that you will receive it with grace and humility and with a lot of love, just so much love. I'm feeling such beautiful energy from this pile. But let's move on to the tarot to see what else is coming through. Oh, some numbers coming through. Okay, we have 49. So some of you may be 49, or the number 49 may be of importance. That reduces down to 4 in numerology. It's 13. So 13 may be a lucky number for you. And today is Friday the 13th as well. And that, of course, reduces down to 4 in numerology. And then here we have 27. So maybe some of you are 27, or the number 27 is of importance. 2027 could be a big year for you. And that reduces down to 9 in numerology. So these could just be some numbers coming through. I'm not getting a lot of astrological animals, except maybe Pisces with the whale. But let's look into the tarot to see what other messages we're getting from your animal guides, pile 4. We have the Ace of Cups with this dragon. We also have the 8 of Swords with a ram. Some of you could be in Aries. We have the Sun, and we have the Tower. And to clarify these cards, we have from the Prism Tarot, We have the Three of Cups, community. Yeah, lots of love coming from you and towards you, pile 4. We also have the Chariot with momentum. To clarify the Sun, we have the 4 of Swords, rest. And to clarify the Tower, we have the 6 of Lightning, victory. Yeah, whatever is coming unexpectedly is actually going to be for your benefit, pile 4. But let's start with the Ace of Cups here. We have the 3 of Cups. I really feel like you're calling in a lot of love. Maybe some of you really are starting a family, and this will in turn open up a lot of that heart chakra energy. I feel like, and you hear this a lot from parents, it's like you don't understand love until you have children. And even if you don't have children, even if you don't have this, because I've felt this with having dogs, just the love that they have for their human companions and like all this, like you can yell at a dog as mean as you want and then they'll still come back and love you no matter what. And you see it. I mean, you've seen dogs get rescued and they still have this love and hope within their hearts and in their eyes. It's just, I feel that similar energy is coming through, that no matter what you've gone through, no matter what people do to you, there is still so much love in your heart for either these same people or for humankind in general. And if you are having children or adopting a fur baby, I feel like you'll feel the same. There's just a lot of love coming through, and maybe you've really just learned to tap into this energy to see everything through a love perspective, that you know if you send something love, it can only either adapt to that energy of love, or it can make all the negativity or the heaviness of it go away. With the 8 of Swords and the Chariot, it's interesting. I feel like at one point you were kind of very blind to the things that were keeping you down, pile 4. But with the Chariot momentum, you've learned to move forward. You've learned that the only way you can get out of an energy that is no longer serving you is to walk away from it. And once you do this, new doors open up to you, new pathways open up to you. And I feel like this is why you're not afraid of what the future holds. If you're ever put in a spot where you feel like you can't get anything good out of it, you know that all you have to do is just step forward and let the pieces fall where they may. With 19, the Sun and rest, I really feel like some of you make it a point to have like a ritual of resting in order to reinvigorate yourself, because how can you take care of everybody else if you can't take care of yourself first? Some of you may like to sunbathe. Maybe you like to go to sunny places to reinvigorate yourself. I'm thinking of the beach, but I'm also thinking of, like, I don't know, maybe some of you like the desert. Maybe you like to sunbathe anywhere regardless of where it is, or even just sunlight. I know, like, I'm thinking of my dog again, or our dog. He likes to go outside and just bask in the sun because it feels nice, especially on like colder days when there's not a lot of warmth. He'll just sit there and bask in the sun glow. So I feel like some of you could benefit from this. Not tanning necessarily, but just like being out and about in the sunlight, or getting one of those lamps that simulates sunlight, especially if you've ever experienced or are familiar with SAD, seasonal affective disorder. With 16, with the Tower, I feel like whatever comes your way, you understand that sometimes things need to happen unexpectedly, and you've learned to see the good in them. Like if something, when ish hits the fan, essentially, you know that it's for your better good. Sometimes things happen in order for certain things in your life to leave you. I just get the feeling with somebody who's very at peace because they know that in the end, they will still win. They will still survive this. You've overcome so many things in your past before. Why wouldn't you overcome something in your future? And I feel like whatever has happened in the past, you only learn from it. You only look back to the past whenever you feel like you need to relearn or revisit a lesson. Let's say revisit, because I feel like you've learned it, but sometimes you just need a reminder, a little refresher course. And I feel like everybody does that, no matter how much of an expert they claim to be at anything. It never hurts to look back to your lessons, to your books, to your memories, to see why you're having to encounter this again. I'm really getting the sense of somebody who's very enlightened, or at the very least is willing to put in the work to get rid of whatever energies are holding them back. And it's quite lovely. And it's interesting because again, we have a lot of that, the balance here. We have a little bit of everything except earth. So I feel like the only thing you may be lacking in or that you may be drawn to is stability. Just because I'm getting somebody who is very go with the flow, very easy. You might not have like a solid home. You might be somebody who prefers to travel, whether that's by like an RV or a camper van or something of that nature. But I'm also getting somebody who always finds a home anywhere they go. Whether that's because you have a lot of family that allow you to stay with them, or maybe you just traveling is something you do for your career. I feel like you're always taken care of and you're very divinely protected as well, because I just love that with this tower card, there's victory underneath this. So if anything bad ever happens, it's for your benefit. It's very much a blessing in disguise kind of situation. And you're willing to look at this in that way. And it's kind of interesting. I wonder if some of you are Year of the Dragon, because the dragon came up in the Ace of Cups. But I'm also realizing that in this room, there's like several dragons popping up. It's mostly my partner's stuff. He's into Dragon Ball. So I'm literally seeing the word dragon right in front of me. And there's also like a Chinese dragon figure in that corner. And then there's like a picture of Dragon Con. I'm wondering if any of these resonate with you as well. But yeah, lots of dragon imagery is in this current room that I am recording in. And then we also have a dinosaur, which to me is a type of dragon. I don't know. I feel like it's the closest thing we've had to dragons that we have proof of. So I'm wondering if some of you are Year of the Dragon, or if you're just somebody who gets a lot of like messages visually from the world and the earth. You're very good at picking up messages. So I'm wondering, yeah, dragon is very much one of your spirit animal guides coming through. And anytime you see dragon imagery, this is like a sign from the world. You could be Year of the Dragon. You could also be from any place. I want to say it's China that has that long dragon. So maybe you have Chinese ancestry, or you have ties there. Possibly also Japan, because I was bringing up a lot of manga and anime. Some of you may be Aries, or have Aries very predominantly in your chart. And I guess this is a goose. I want to say it's a goose. I'm not exactly sure what the goose means, but if geese are of somehow importance to you, those are animals that are coming through. I'm also getting Leo with the sun here. Maybe you were drawn to pile 2 from the beginning as well. Numbers that are coming through, we have 1, 3, 6, 16, but that is 6 twice again, and that reduces down to 7. And we have 7 here with the chariot. We have 9, which reduces to 1, or 10. 10 could also be an important number. We have 4 and 8. And you're one of the few people who's actually gotten a number for all of their cards. So I'm wondering if numerology is a big thing for you as well, pile 4. Anything else coming through here? But I'm just getting so much love, and somebody who is very understanding of what the world has in store for them, whether it's good or bad. You embrace the good and you learn from the bad. Somebody who's just, and even if you don't feel this energy now, I feel like this will very much be you in the future, pile 4. You're definitely coming into this feeling of connectedness and, I don't know, just elevated. Enlightenment is what I'm getting. You're going to be very much enlightened with what the world has to offer you. And that's a very beautiful energy to live in. So let's move on to our advice cards for you. We have cards from the Animal Apothecary. That doesn't go there. Animal Apothecary. So for my beautiful pile 4, we have Destiny Path. Omnia unus est. That's Latin. Not sure what it means. I'm assuming destiny path, but number 35. And we have a little, I guess it's a bee. It could be a yellow jacket or a wasp, but I'm going to say it's a bee. And then some snakes here, which makes me think of Kundalini energy. Though I'm aware snakes have a lot more deep symbology in certain, like, I'm thinking of like country flags. There's a lot of countries' flags that have like snakes in them. I'm thinking of Mexico because there's an eagle and it's attacking a snake. At least I'm pretty sure that's what that is. Correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't looked at it in a while. And it's my family's flag. We also have action leads to success. I feel like some of you have really learned to take action. And guess what we have here? These are all little Chinese dragons. So yeah, I feel like your dragon is definitely an spirit animal that comes through. Let me know in the comments if this is true, or if you see dragons a lot, or if they're an animal you resonate with deeply. Just leave me a little dragon emoji. And I'm feeling one more card for you, pile 4. We also have, you are about to shine. Yeah, especially for those of you who weren't resonated with that enlightenment feeling, you are definitely stepping into this. Some of you may do candle work as well, but you're about to shine. And this is number 26 and 1. We also have cards from the Pokemon Oracle. And I swear if you get like a Dragonite or something, I'm going to scream. Or what's that other one? Gyarados, because I feel like he looks more like a Chinese dragon. Or any dragon types. These are all generation 1, so we'll see. But we have Vulpix, take the risk. If some of you were wondering whether you were wanting to take a risk, if it's something that's not too crazy, of course, I think this is confirmation that you should. And then don't do everything yourself. Though someone else may not execute something as well as you, ask yourself, does this situation require excellence? You're learning to delegate. I feel especially if you're somebody who was used to like doing a lot of heavy lifting or a lot of work, you're learning to let others take care of stuff for you and just be content that it's not coming out the way you want it to. It'll still come out the way it needs to come out. And one more card for you. I'm just getting a lot for you, my lovely pile 4. Under promise and over deliver. And actually, I want to say Farfetch'd is one of those lucky animals as well. I can't remember why or what specifically, but yeah, there's a lot of luck in your life coming your way. Pile 4. And some numbers coming through, 24.99, 9.99. I wonder if 9 is an important number to you as well. But this is all I have for you, my beautiful pile 4. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. You have had some amazing messages. And again, leave me any emojis of any animals that have resonated with you in the comments. And if you feel like doing so, you can like and subscribe. And I will see you in the next reading. Bye.